The St. Louis Dragons schedule gets quite brutal over these next couple of weeks. Today we'll start in LA against the Chargers and then return home to face off against the 49ers for the second time in 3 weeks. We're a little bit halfway through season number 2, and our St. Louis Dragons have really shown some promise, especially in comparison to last season. We've matched our win total from a year ago as we're now 4-6, splitting our 2 games in the last episode, being the Rams 24-6. Our defense played great in that game, and our defense really has improved throughout the year. And then this Thursday night game against the Niners, in which we trailed 23-0, nearly stormed back and had a chance at the end of the game to tie it or win it, despite Puma Whitlock having the worst game of his NFL career. So today we've got 2 more games against the Chargers and then the 49ers again. 2 very strong teams. Now that we're over halfway through the season, we kind of have a general idea of what this team is. And on one hand, I do feel like this team is still a ways away from being where we want to be, but we have significantly improved from a year ago on both sides of the ball. We have a real quarterback, for one thing. We've got a strong run game, and we're watching defensive players like Simeon Bonnet and Owen Pappoe really develop into studs. I was planning on having a prospect profile today. However, I've been pretty busy over the past couple of days. I haven't really had time to work on the draft class. So I think the next 2 episodes will both feature prospect profiles rather than today. Let's take a look at our matchup here against the Los Angeles Chargers. And this should be a really tough game. They're 6-4. I believe 8 of their 10 games are within 1 score. That has to be the most Charger-type stat I've ever seen. And of course, this team has no shortage of talent, starting and ending with Justin Herbert, who I believe is one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the NFL. I feel like he's still one of the more disrespected players in the league. Now, the Chargers have lost a lot on offense. Austin Eckler is gone. Isaiah Spiller is hurt. So the backfield is Elijah Dotson and Tyler Huseman today. It looks like Isaiah Spiller just got hurt last week, but now these 2 running backs who have 24 career touches and are a 63 and 61 overall respectively, are going to be carrying the load. So they're probably going to throw the ball a lot. Mike Williams no longer here. He's in Detroit, but the Chargers do still have plenty of good pass catchers, including Keenan Allen and the former first-round pick Quentin Johnston. They've got a pretty good offensive line and some playmakers defensively with Derwin James, Joey Bosa, and Asante Samuel Jr. leading the way. So it's going to be a really tough game for us for sure, even though the Chargers offense in terms of their skill position talent is definitely not at the level that it was at the start of this series with Austin Eckler and Mike Williams, both on different teams. We've got some injury stuff to talk about because the team has actually gotten very healthy over the last couple of weeks. Michael Gallup is going to be able to return off of IR soon. That's really exciting. We did have Deontay Foreman suffer a practice injury. Foreman was just signed this past week, so he will not get to play today, but the other running backs are all healthy, of course. So let's hop into the first of 2 games today on the road at SoFi Stadium against the Los Angeles Chargers. This would be a big win for the Dragons against a really strong Chargers team who is definitely in the mix in the AFC playoff race. This is the Dragons' 2nd trip to SoFi, this stadium. They lost in overtime back in Week 3 against the Los Angeles Rams with a missed field goal in overtime to tie it from the former Charger kicker, Cameron Dicker. So let's get this show on the road as the Chargers start with the ball. Their starting running back is a 63 overall, so I'm expecting Justin Herbert to throw it and throw it a lot. Here's Keenan Allen, the veteran wide out to the 44-yard line. Even though he's getting older, Keenan Allen's still a very highly productive player, and he's had to be the true wide receiver 1 with Mike Williams now in Detroit. 2nd and 4, here's Herbert, downfield, connects with Quentin Johnston. Breaks a tackle, breaks another one, and is hit hard all the way at the 7. A huge play for Quentin Johnston, and the Chargers in the red zone with a great opportunity to strike first. 3rd and goal. Herbert looks to throw it. He's got Allen, and they will call that a touchdown. And the Chargers are on the board first. He was tackled at like the 2-yard line, so the question is, did he catch the ball in the end zone first? And as you can see, I don't know if the ball was ever across the plane. I think that's a bad call. The game did not let us challenge it, otherwise I totally would have. And so the touchdown counts at 7-0. Here's Puma Whitlock up the middle for Griffin Weaver III, the rookie out of TCU to the 41. Weaver's missed a lot of time. He's missed 5 of 10 games this year, 5 out of the last 6 to be specific. Hopefully he can stay healthy because he's a super talented player. On second down, here is a wide open man. It's Griffin Weaver again, and he gets it inside the 10. The rookie connection continuing to flourish. First and goal now. The Dragons looking to tie it up on their opening possession. It's DeAndre Swift who is in for a score, outrunning the linebacker, Diane Henley. And the St. Louis Dragons tie it at 7. So both offenses march right down the field, score quick touchdowns. We've had quite a few low-scoring games recently, so I guess it is refreshing to have some offensive football back. 3rd and 12. Here's Herbert under pressure, has to get rid of it. Emmanuel Ogbah meets him in the backfield. Good coverage as well from the secondary to not let anybody get open. That'll force a 3 and out, and the Dragons have it back. 3 to go in the first quarter. Puma on the play action, looks to roll out. Puma under pressure. He connects for a first down into the hands of Michael Thomas, who's continued to play better and better as the year has gone along. 3rd and 4, another play action fake. The Dragons getting a lot more comfortable with throwing the ball on 3rd and short. Nobody's open, so it's a dump off to Will Dissly, who gets nothing. Wrapped up by Eric Kendricks. The Dragons are going to go for a 52-yard field goal with Cameron Dicker, who's not missed inside 50 yards this year. However, he's 1 of 5 beyond 50, make it 1 of 6. This kick goes wide to the left, and the score remains tied at 7. The struggles from deep for the former Charger, Cameron Dicker, the kicker, continue, and the Dragons are unable to take the lead. Chargers back with it. Under a minute to go in the quarter. Nice throw by Herbert into the hands of Josh Palmer. He gets it to the 36-yard line, breaks a tackle after taking a big hit. Into the second quarter now, 3rd and 9. Play action fake, Herbert up the middle. That's a first down and more. Palmer in for a touchdown. Joshua Palmer with the score. He was signed to an extension during the season as he's really stepped up to be this team's new wide receiver 2 over Quentin Johnston as the Mike Williams replacement. Second down, here's Joe Mixon to the right side with a big run, great blocking, and he gets it to the 27. Joe Mixon continues to produce for this offense. He only had 5 carries a week ago. Obviously, that will not be the case again today. Play action. Puma Whitlock has an open man. It's Will Dissly, who is out of bounds at around the 9. Dissly's getting some extra snaps. Isaiah Likely banged up. It's nothing to worry about. He should return shortly. 3rd and goal now from the 3. Puma looks to throw it. He has time, and it is caught by Isaiah Likely for the score. Gee whiz, what a touchdown from Isaiah Likely, who will likely do the stanky leg in the end zone, as this game is knotted up at 14. Chargers back with it, 3rd down and 1. Herbert will drop back to throw it, and he is incomplete. Jeff Okuda with the coverage. The Chargers don't even trust themselves to run the ball on 3rd and 1. They haven't even tried to get the run game going. Dragons back with it, 3rd and 9. Isaiah Likely with the first down. Good to see him back in the game and producing as he continues to be Puma Whitlock's favorite target. Another 3rd down. This time it's 3rd and 4. Final play before the 2-minute warning. Griffin Weaver wide open, and he drops the ball. That was right in his hands. An easy first down and then some, and it just falls right out of his hands. Chargers back with it, looking to get the lead back as Herbert connects for a first down into the hands of Josh Palmer. Joseph Osai hurt on the play for the Dragons. Following play, Herbert goes downfield. It's Austin Hooper who comes down with it for a first. Hooper still the starter at tight end over second-round rookie Poco Formaggio. Now it's a first down from around the 35. Here's Quentin Johnston with nobody in front of him. Down the field, he is in for a score. Justin Herbert with 3 passing touchdowns here in the first half to 3 different receivers. Keenan Allen, then Joshua Palmer, and now Quentin Johnston, who's played very well here for the Chargers as it's 21-14. Not a lot of time, under a minute to go and 2 timeouts here for the Dragons. Puma under pressure on second down, and he is sacked by Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. That'll wrap up the first half. It's been an entertaining one for sure here in sunny Southern California, as the Chargers lead it 21-14 over the St. Louis Dragons, who are hanging in so far. Puma Whitlock coming off his worst game of his career with maybe the best half I've ever seen from him. We'll start our halftime report today in Seattle. A huge matchup for the NFC playoff picture between the Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings, both of whom have a real shot to make it. And currently it's the Vikings who lead it 7-2 with this touchdown run from rookie Drayshawn Sanders. Minnesota is one of the hottest teams in the league, with quarterback Deontay Harris as the slight favorite to win Rookie of the Year over Puma Whitlock. In New York, another huge game for the NFC playoff race, and it's the Lions ahead 14-0, aided by this touchdown from Jared Goff over to Mike Williams. And finally, we check in on the Bills and the Niners. San Francisco ended up winning this game on Thursday Night Football, 28-14, their second straight Thursday night game, as this touchdown by Christian McCaffrey would seal the deal. They are now 7-3. I think the NFL schedule makers were very generous with these Thursday night games for San Francisco, how they were scheduled. I'll explain a little bit more what I mean for the next game because, well, we'll be playing against them. As we focus here into the second half against the Chargers, I want to try to run the ball more. The run game really has not gotten going. As for the defense, they're not even trying to run the ball, and Justin Herbert has still been dominating. We've got to figure out a way to stop him, otherwise I don't think we can win this game. Dragons open up with the ball here in the second half, down by 7. On first down, Puma Whitlock with no time to throw it. He's sacked by Khalil Mack. He's, of course, getting a little bit older. In the 11th season of his NFL career, still getting the job done at age 34. Puma on second down is sacked as well. It's Lane along with Joey Bosa bringing him down. Puma had not been sacked today until the previous drive, but he's now been sacked on 3 consecutive dropbacks, and the Dragons now have it at the 7, so he's going to have to get rid of the ball pretty quickly. It's going to be a screen here for DeAndre Swift, who has some blocks. Swift evades some defenders. He is brought down, and we have a flag on the play. It was a late flag, so I was hoping for a face mask, but unfortunately it's just going to be a holding on Kenyon Green. The penalty would be declined, and so the Dragons are just going to have to punt it away. Chargers back with it, and with good field position nonetheless, off of the 2 sacks. Herbert on 3rd and 9 is incomplete. He had Josh Palmer open, but he put a little too much mustard on that pass. So both teams start with 3 and outs to open up the second half. Dragons back with it, 3rd and 12. It's incomplete as Puma Whitlock misfires for his target, and so the Dragons are going to have to punt it themselves. Chargers get it back, and so far it's been an ugly second half offensively. 2nd and 2. Here's Herbert. It's dropped by Quentin Johnston. I get that's kind of a tough play, but the ball was in his hands. I feel like he should have come down with that. 3rd and 2 now for the Chargers. They still are not trying to run the ball, and sure enough here, it's going to be a play-action pass. Herbert looking for Johnston, who drops it again. Once again, another tough play, but once again, it was in his hands. This second half has been just so ugly offensively. Missed blocks, missed throws, dropped passes, and this is from both teams. Puma Whitlock connects with Isaiah Likely. Finally, we have the first down. Of course, it's Isaiah Likely who finally gets these offenses rolling. 2nd and 4 now. Handoff for DeAndre Swift. He gets to the left side with room. Swift tries to juke away from Derwin James, and that's a mistake because Derwin James ragdolls him out of bounds. Derwin James has had himself an impressive game. He just seems to have a knack for the football. Where the ball is where you're probably going to find Derwin James. 3rd and 3. Puma under pressure, incomplete for Isaiah Likely. Good pressure from Joey Bosa, who's had himself a very productive day. And on 4th down, the Dragons will look to kick. Cameron Dicker, the kicker, missed one from 52 earlier, this one from 44. Again, he has not missed from inside 50, and he splits the uprights here. So the Dragons are on the board here. It's 21-17. So now the Chargers have it back. They lead by 4 with just under a minute and a half to go in the 3rd. 2nd and inches. Here's Herbert. He's incomplete again as it's Palmer who drops it this time. These receivers have been awful in the second half so far for the Chargers. They would convert the following 3rd and inches, though, to keep the drive going. 2nd down, Herbert under pressure, dropped again. I feel like people have this misrepresentation of Justin Herbert, and they think he gets too coddled. But these are legitimate excuses. I mean, do you see what's happening? His receivers are trying to sell the game. 3rd down, Herbert under pressure. He is sacked. Javon Kinlaw brings him down. Kinlaw continues to be a productive pass rusher when healthy, but that's been the issue with him in his Dragons career. He just never can stay healthy. So the Dragons get it back, still only down by 4. Here's Puma Whitlock, tries to escape the sack. He cannot. It's Florence Jackson, the rookie out of Auburn, who brings him down. Looks like him and Puma have some words after the play. And so the Dragons will have to punt it themselves as we move into the 4th quarter. Here's finally a nice run for the Chargers, and down the field, a huge game for Tyler Huseman. I think Huseman got more yards on that play than he's gotten throughout the rest of his NFL career combined. 2nd and 8, Herbert looks to throw it. He is an open man. It's the other running back, Elijah Dotson, who gets the first down to the 17. And the Chargers are now starting to use these two running backs. These guys are making a few plays. 2nd and goal. Can the Chargers add to their lead, making a 2-score game at the 3? Herbert looks to throw it. Under pressure, he is sacked. Jelani Salami brings him down. It's Jelani Tavai. Good to have him back from injury after missing a few weeks. 3rd and goal, now backed up at the 12. Herbert looks to throw it. He's under pressure. He's going to roll out, and he will slide at around the 7. So the Dragons get the stop, and this is a big stop because it will remain a 1-score game. Here is the field goal team on for the chip shot from around 24. It is good, and it remains a 7-point deficit. 24-17, big opportunity for the Dragons offense with 5 minutes to go. Mixon to start the drive with a big run up the middle as he brings it to the 40. Good start for the Dragons. Hopefully they can keep it going. 2nd and 1. DeAndre Swift's turn. He cuts to the right side. Hopes to get a block from Keon. He doesn't. But still a nice run to the 42. The Dragons are focused on running the ball early on this drive, and it is working, regardless of which running back is getting the ball. 2nd down, up the middle, it's Griffin Weaver. He gets the first down, powering his way forward to the 20. Great play after the catch by the rookie, Griffin Weaver III. Clock is ticking. Under 4 minutes to go now. It's a first down. The Dragons in the red zone. Play action fake. Puma under pressure. He sails it, and it's caught in the end zone, but out of bounds by Isaiah Likely. That could have been a score if the pass was just a little bit more to the left. 3rd and 10 now. Play action once more. The play action game's been great today. Not so much on that play. Puma throws it into the ground. So the Dragons could rationalize kicking a field goal, but you're down by 7. There's only like 3 minutes to go. You just got to go for it right now. Puma looks to throw it, and his pass is off the mark for Dortch. The Chargers get the stop in the red zone, and they've got a great opportunity to finish this game off and get the win. Under 3.5 to go. Herbert on first down. He fires. It's caught by Quentin Johnston to the 41. Good start for the Chargers, who are going to choose some clock as it is a first down following play. They're going to send the play clock all the way down. Herbert keeps it on the read option. Herbert with room. Herbert has Savage blow right by him. Herbert gets by another defender. He's gone. A 59-yard touchdown for Justin Herbert. His 4th all-purpose score of the game, and the Chargers are ahead by 2 touchdowns. I feel like him scoring there might not have been the worst thing in the world because now the Dragons are going to have some time with the ball. If they score here, maybe they can, do some damage. On 2nd down, Puma under pressure, tries to get rid of it. He cannot. Sacked by Khalil Mack, who's got 2.5 on the day. 3rd and 21 now for the Dragons. We've just hit the 2-minute warning. Play action again. Not that the Chargers were expecting run, as it's caught for a first down. Big conversion by Michael Thomas. Following play off of the no huddle, Puma looks to throw it. He goes downfield. It's intercepted. J.C. Jackson picks it off, and that should just about do it as he gets it past the 30. The Chargers up by 14, forced the turnover. They should have this game in the bag. A first down conversion would officially do it. 5 wide, Herbert on 3rd down, has Keenan Allen on the wheel route, breaks a tackle, he's in. Herbert with his 5th touchdown of the game, 4 passing, 1 rushing, and the Chargers are turning this into a blowout. It's 38-17. The Dragons have it with 1 timeout and under a minute to go, as on 3rd and 9. Risky throw for Griffin Weaver, that's a first down. Now a 3rd down and 13 with 15 seconds left on the clock. Puma's just taking shots for the end zone now. He's going to look for Dortch. It's tipped and caught for a touchdown. What a play for Greg Dortch. Great ball skills and hand-eye coordination as the Dragons get themselves on the board to end the game, but obviously that's not going to be enough. They fall in defeat to the Chargers, 38-24. The Chargers improve to 7-4. The Dragons fall to the inverse, 4-7. Defensively, we were not good today. Justin Herbert was unbelievable, and our offense was really not good in the second half. We had the late touchdown, but if not for a fluky tipped ball, we would have gotten 3 points in the second half. So just not a complete effort by our team today. Justin Herbert, as I said, was excellent. His completion percentage was low because there were so many drops. He could have done even better than that. As for Puma Whitlock, he was excellent in the first half. Second half, not so much. I'm hoping for more half-to-half consistency because he was a different player in the first half as opposed to the second. We ran the ball actually really well today. The Chargers, not so much, as expected. Griffin Weaver and Quentin Johnston were both really good, but they both dropped 2 passes. The drops were a big issue for both teams today. The Chargers in particular, but us as well. Joshua Palmer, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, and Isaiah Likely, other standouts in the passing game. And then defensively, the Chargers were really good in the second half. Derwin James, Joey Bosa, and Khalil Mack, all phenomenal. Whereas our pass rush only had 1 sack. We really didn't force a ton of pressure. We didn't force any turnovers. Our defense just did not have a very good game today. So we fall to 4-7. Hopefully we can pick it up. We have a new injury. It's Drew Dahlman, the center. He'll be out for 5 weeks with a knee injury, and Bradley Bozeman will start in his place. The good news injury-wise, though, is that Michael Gallup should be healthy for the first time since week 2. Here's a look at your scores around the league. The Jets win the Will Levis Bowl 10-0. The Titans continue to be the most disappointing team in the league. As for your players of the week, Justin Herbert, of course, along with Dak Prescott, Jermaine Pratt, and Aaron Donald. That'll bring us into Week 12. We've got the Niners again, who have been playing really well, first place in the division. The Niners seem to generally start slow and then really pick it up as the year goes along. Our Dragons have the 3rd worst record in the NFC, but with how deep this conference is, we're definitely not out of the playoff race, but we cannot afford to drop many more games. And this matchup in particular is a big one, and it seems like there are some issues brewing in our locker room. So Puma Whitlock got sacked a lot this past game. I feel like most of it was to the fault of the offensive line, but we're actually going to blame Puma here. Whenever we've gotten an opportunity to talk about him in press conferences, we've never blamed him. We've always praised him. But I want to see what we can do with a fire lit under him, and hopefully he can perform well against a great Niner defense. Apparently we have some team turmoil in the locker room. That's not good news. The offense and the defense have been sort of going at each other. So my guess is that the offense is not pleased that the defense had a bad game last week, getting cooked by Justin Herbert with no run game. I think that's a really bad look for the offense because they were horrible in the second half, and they're at fault as well, and the defense has really stepped up over the last couple of weeks. So it seems like some of our team leaders on offense, the captains being Puma Whitlock, Joe Mixon, and Michael Gallup, might be starting some trouble. That's a bad look for those guys. I feel like we've built a really good team culture, but if our offensive leaders are pointing fingers and playing the blame game and blaming others, that's not a good look, and things could spiral out of control very quickly if this locker room continues to be divided. One of our offensive captains, Michael Gallup, is now healthy. The game is not going to let us take him off of IR, though. I was a little bit concerned about that, but as you'll see at the end of the episode, we will be able to take him off after this game. However, he will not play today against the Niners, and he will be back after the bye week. We played against the Niners 2 weeks ago. They led 23-0, and they nearly blew it. I think the Niners have had a very friendly schedule. They were coming off their bye when they played against us on Thursday Night Football. They got another Thursday Night Football game, having 3 extra days of rest with the Bills. And then they get a mini bye week before playing us. So I feel like the NFL was really trying to help them out there with those games. Now, when we played against the Niners earlier, they did not have Christian McCaffrey. He's healthy today, and we obviously know what the rest of this team is capable of. Seeing them 2 weeks ago perform very well for 2.5 quarters. Puma Whitlock had the worst game of his pro career against the Niners, throwing 3 interceptions. The run game never got going. The pass defense was not good. And the run defense against not Christian McCaffrey wasn't all that impressive either. We did show a really good fight against San Francisco, though, and I'm hoping we'll be able to take that into this game. However, the issues within our locker room could prove to be a big issue. With our offense and our defense not on the same page as each other, that's going to lead to some real tension, and winning cures all. So because of that, we have to win games, or else that could be a really big issue going forward. Dragons start with the ball. Likely has it jarred out of his hands by Fred Warner, who dominated when these two teams played against each other a couple weeks ago on Thursday Night Football. Fred Warner, one of the best linebackers. Let me rephrase that. The best linebacker in the NFL. There's the rookie, Simeon Bonnet, with the sack on 3rd down, bringing down Brock Purdy. I think Bonnet has kind of hit the rookie wall. He hasn't been as good as he was towards the early portion of the year, but he is still the comfortable favorite for the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Puma under pressure, gets it to Joe Mixon. He's wrapped up just shy of the yard to gain by Talanoa Hufanga. It's way too early to consider going for it, and so the Dragons will elect to punt it. San Francisco with it on first down. Here's Purdy. He connects with Deebo Samuel, who had a big game, 2 touchdowns when these two teams met up on Thursday Night Football. Now it is a 3rd and 6 for the Niners. Purdy hands it off for the healthy Christian McCaffrey. He does not get it. Good tackle by Okudah and Devin White. And it's 4th and inches. Again, it's too early to consider going for it. Dragons get it back. 3rd and 9. Here's Puma Whitlock. He has a wide open man. It's Will Dissly, who gets nearly 30. A huge conversion for the Dragons to keep the chains moving as they look to score first. It's now a 3rd and 4. Here's Puma. Has time, goes short for Swift, who breaks a tackle and nearly gets the first down. It's another 4th and short, 4th and inches at the 45. I think you're close enough to go for it. The Dragons certainly agree. This team is aggressive on 4th down. They're willing to take risks, and they're going to go for it as it's a handoff for Deontay Foreman, who easily gets the first down, gaining 10. Foreman playing his 2nd game of the year with the Dragons. His first one was 2 weeks ago, also against the 49ers. 3rd and 9 now. Whitlock up the middle, broken up. He tries to get it to Griffin Weaver. That was supposed to be a curl route, but he didn't come back quick enough. The Curls, I guess, did not get the girls on that play, and that'll bring out the field goal. Team 52-yarder is good for Cameron Dicker, who's had his struggles from 50-plus. 1 of 6 before that kick. But it's good. Hopefully that kick can give him some confidence and get him out of this funk. Niners back with it. McCaffrey breaks a tackle. Jukes away from a defender. Breaks another tackle. And McCaffrey gets it all the way to the 28-yard line. Christian McCaffrey is a weird case because he's not the biggest guy. He's got an injury history. But he's in year 8 and he has not gotten worse at all. He is an alien. 3rd and 2. Here's Purdy looking for the end zone. It's dropped. Rocky Sin had the interception in his hands, but he can't come down with it. And now the Niners are going to go for it on 4th and 2. Again, I love the aggressiveness. Don't be afraid to make the big play as Elijah Mitchell gets by Bonnet, and he is off to the races for a 49er touchdown. The unfortunate thing there is that Simeon Bonnet had that play made. He got off his block super quick. He made a great angle, but he missed the tackle. And if he makes the tackle, that's a loss of 3. Instead, it's a touchdown, and it's now 7-3. Puma off balance to Mixon for the 1st and more. Jukes away from the defender, and he gets it to the 44. The Dragons have really ran a lot of play action over these past couple of weeks, and it's really opened up the playbook for them. Following play, DeAndre Swift gets thrown down to the ground by Nick Bosa. Bosa looked extra enthusiastic with that hit, and I'm not quite sure as to why. 3rd and 3 now. Puma looks to throw it. He's got time. Downfield for Likely. It's incomplete. The reason why Puma Whitlock went downfield there was because he knew the Dragons would plan to go for it on 4th and 3, so he would have 2 plays to get this first down. It's going to be a pass caught by Thomas, who breaks a tackle and gets the first down. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the Dragons have thrown the ball a lot more on 3rd down and short and 4th and short over these past couple of weeks. They're really trusting Puma Whitlock more and more as the year goes along. Another play action. Puma connects with Isaiah Likely for the first down to the 29. 3rd and 7. Halfway through the 2nd quarter, the Dragons in the red zone looking to get the lead back. Puma looks to throw it, and it's incomplete. He thought DeAndre Swift was going to get open. I think he threw the ball a little bit too early there, and Swift was swarmed in coverage by a couple linebackers. Kick is good for Cameron Dicker. He is 2 for 2, and it's now 7-6. The Dragons still held out of the end zone, yet the offense were the ones who were pointing the fingers. Emmanuel Ogbah with the sack on 1st down. Spencer Burford hurt on the play. And so now it is 2nd and 18. Final play before the 2-minute warning. Handoff for Christian McCaffrey with a hole up the middle. McCaffrey breaks a tackle, and he gets the first down because, of course, he does. The Niners now in the red zone at the 15. 3rd and 4, under a minute to go in the half. Purdy looks to go short for Kittle, and he gets it inside the 5 to the 3. Levi Onwuzurike is hurt, and the Dragons are going to have to call a timeout. That's definitely not good. 2nd and goal, under 30 to go. Kittle catches it. He is popped but he falls in the end zone for the touchdown, and the Niners extend their lead. It's 14-6. The Dragons have a whopping 23 seconds and 2 timeouts. They might try for a couple big plays and maybe a field goal. Here's Isaiah Likely, wide open up the middle. He gets it to the 46 as the Dragons call their second timeout. 17 seconds left. The Dragons are not too far away from field goal range. Puma under pressure, trying to do a little too much as he's sacked by Nick Bosa. And that'll wrap up the first half. The Niners with the edge, 14-6. Obviously, the big storyline being the tensions in this Dragons locker room. I feel like the defense, for the most part, has held up their end of the bargain. The offense, not so much. 6 points, 0 touchdowns. Let's take a look at our halftime report. Huge game in the NFC North between Minnesota and Green Bay. Both teams 4-4. And it's the Vikings with the edge off of this touchdown pass from Deontay Harris to Jordan Addison. Harris continuing a Rookie of the Year race as he continues to really gain some momentum. In New Orleans, the Saints are winless, and it looks like they will stay winless. Carolina ahead 13-3 with this touchdown from Bryce Young to Jonathan Mingo. The Panthers started the year off hot. They've struggled as of recent, looking to get back on track. The Kansas City Chiefs are undefeated. Them in New England both 10-0, and the Chiefs are going to look to add another win. This run by Isaiah Pacheco certainly helps their case. They lead 14-9. As we go into the second half, I think Puma Whitlock, all things considered, has looked pretty good. Now, the offense as a whole has not been great, but I don't think it's his fault. We need to run the ball better, though. The run game has been non-existent. And then defensively, we cannot stop Christian McCaffrey. That has to be priority number one because he is dominating. The Niners open up with the ball. They're moving it slowly but surely down the field as it's a 3rd and 3. McCaffrey to the outside with a big first down run. Jukes away from the defender, and he gets it to the 11. McCaffrey well over the 100-yards mark already. The Niners are leaning into him, and it's paying off. Here is McCaffrey again. Does not get it on 3rd and 1. He's wrapped up by Devin White. What do the Niners do? They're going to go for it. I honestly slightly disagree with this call. A field goal makes it a 2-score game. McCaffrey gets the handoff. McCaffrey powers through. He does not get it. Rock Ya-Sin with the goal line stand. What a play by the veteran corner. It'll remain a 1-score game. Second down for the Dragons. Puma Whitlock under pressure. He cannot outrun Nick Bosa. His second sack of the game. The Dragons have it back at the 3-yard line. Puma's got to make sure he doesn't get safety. He has to throw it away, nearly stepping into the back of the end zone. That could have been bad. He almost pulled a Dan Orlovsky. Close call. Niners with good field position. Now in the fourth quarter, same score. No offense to speak of in the third as Kittle gets the first down. In both games today, there was no offense in the third quarter. It's like I'm watching a Lions game. The offenses are great in the first, second, and fourth quarters, and there's nothing in the third. Here's McCaffrey in for the touchdown off of the pass by Purdy. And the Niners extend their lead. They're now ahead by 2 scores as it is 21-6. The offense was playing the blame game, and yet they have not scored a touchdown, and we're here in the fourth quarter. Something's got to give, or else the defense is going to be rightfully upset. There's Mixon on the screen. He's hurt on the play. That's not good because, one, Joe Mixon's really good. And then, two, DeAndre Swift got hurt a couple plays prior. Swift is back in the game, but Mixon will not return. He appears to have a fracture in his arm. There's Greg Dortch inside the 15. Good throw by Puma Whitlock, who once again has not had a very good second half. On 3rd and 6, Puma connects, and it'll go for a touchdown. It's Greg Dortch who makes the play, and it's a 1-score game. Well, not so fast. This play is going to be reviewed. Was Dortch in the end zone as he caught it? And it does not really look like he was in the end zone. He didn't get the both feet in. The ball was not over the plane. The Dragons are having some trouble here. It's 3rd and goal off of the reversal, and they'll score anyway. This time Isaiah Likely is in, and this time the touchdown will count. It's now 21-12. No reason to waste time. Let's go for 2 now. Puma looks to throw it again, and it's caught by Michael Thomas. Again, passing it in short yardage situations continues to become more common. And now with Joe Mixon out, the Dragons are going to do it more and more. 21-14. Can the Niners make it a 2-score game once again? Here's Brandon Ayuk, hurt on the play, but he does get the first down. Ayuk still one of the most underrated receivers in the league. He is such a stud. 2nd and 7. McCaffrey breaks a tackle. He gets it past the 40. And the Niners are getting pretty close to field goal range. Jake Moody made one of 60-plus last year against the Dragons. And then 2 weeks ago, he nearly made another one from 60-plus. Deebo Samuel gets it inside the 25, and now the Niners are definitely in field goal range. All they really need here is points, and then they'll be in a very good spot. 2nd and 7, handoff for Christian McCaffrey. Bounces off a blocker, he's in before taking a hit by Jordan Whitehead, but it won't matter. Christian McCaffrey with his 2nd touchdown of the quarter, and the Niners are up 28-14. Dragons offense has to move quick. Here's DeAndre Swift open to the 50. Swift gets to be the lead back now with Joe Mixon out for the game and possibly multiple weeks. 2nd and 1 up the middle. Isaiah Likely brings it to the 5. Got to keep moving, though. Under a minute to go. 2nd and goal. Michael Thomas is wide open for the score, and it's 28-21. The Dragons now have to go for the onside kick. Even if they don't get it, they have all 3 timeouts, but if they don't get it, the game's pretty much over. And it is recovered. Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback, scoops it up, and that'll just about do it. The Dragons fall their 3rd consecutive game as they lose to the 49ers, 28-21. The Dragons fall to a record of 4-8, and I am a little bit worried that these locker room issues could potentially lead to a continuous downfall, spiraling away what was a very promising season with the Dragons on a 3-game losing streak. Nonetheless, we hung in there against a great Niners team, but San Francisco always had control. Puma Whitlock played pretty well. He avoided mistakes. He didn't do enough for us to win the game, but he certainly wasn't bad, especially against a great defense. And then Brock Purdy also played pretty well. The big difference was the ground game. Christian McCaffrey was the best player on the field, whereas Joe Mixon and DeAndre Swift did virtually nothing. In the receiving game, Isaiah Likely was good per usual. Griffin Weaver was pretty solid. And then defensively, we were fine. We were better than we were last week. Nick Bosa was very good per usual. We need to send more pressure, though. We need to force more turnovers. 0 turnovers and only a couple sacks through the 2 games today is just not enough. We need to do better on the trenches. The offensive line struggled in both games. Both of the Bosa brothers and Khalil Mack ended up dominating, and we really seem to struggle against the elite pass rushers, and that's an issue. As for the team turmoil, I'm very curious to see what's going to be said here. And it does seem like the offense, again, is kind of making some excuses here about talking about how we need to put our personalities aside. This is from the guard, Andrew Norwell. But the offense, they had 6 points halfway through the 4th quarter. I don't see how they can make excuses. I hate to pick sides, but I feel like the defense is in the right here. So as for the injury report, Javon Kinlaw and Joe Mixon will both miss some time. That's not good. What is good is that we can take Michael Gallup off of IR now. I don't know why we couldn't do it before the game, but Michael Gallup will be back for the final 5 games of the season, which certainly should help out the passing game. We do have to cut somebody now with him back on the roster. Kevin Cabrera will return to the practice squad. Here's a look at your scores around the league. The Saints still winless. The Chiefs and Patriots both winning close games. They are still undefeated. As for your players of the week, Christian McCaffrey, 2nd straight week we've allowed a player of the week, and once again, deservedly so. He's joined by Tua, Tagovailoa, Levante David, and J.C. Jackson. That'll bring us into week 13. It's our bye week. I think everybody having a week away from the team might be good with all of this newfound turmoil. So hopefully the bye week can reunify us and bring us closer together as we look to push forward to the final 5 games of the year, and the margin for error is very slim. If we want any chance of making the playoffs, we've pretty much got to be perfect. And we've got a tough schedule coming up. Next episode, we've got the Lions and the Bills, 2 teams in a pretty similar situation to where we are. Both teams are kind of on the outside looking in, but they've both got a real shot. So both of those teams have to win their games. We're also going to do a prospect profile next episode, looking at the big fellas, the offensive and defensive lines. And it's fitting because the offensive and defensive lines both struggled today. Hope everybody enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.